son of Napoleon III. So that's something really interesting about this basin. So for every king of France, this was used to baptize, and that's why I don't think we have a picture of it. You can see it there, but the fleur de lis. There's in the inner edges around the basin, they inscribed the coat of arms of France in the 1800s. So it was altered. It's been altered, and there's also, I think, right here, these also have the fleur de lis, and that would have been added after this basin was created.
Okay. And then we're going to talk a little bit about the form and content. So as you can see, this work does include roundels, and there are 4 of them. And 2 of them depict Mamluks of the Sultan's inner circle. Depicted in full length, they wear small turbans held in place by strips of cloth. And you can see that, well, this is like a wide shot of the roundels itself. And then the one, they're kind of blurry, especially the one on the left, but this one is the one of the Mamluks, and you could tell that because they are wearing the turban and they're seated, and they're wearing double-breasted robes in the Tartar style and supply boots that sometimes sport gloves. In the other roundels, you can see that there are huntsmen and officers of the chambers. It's suspected that they aren't Mamluks because of their features. They are distinctly different, as you can see, and especially that they wear no arms, and their helmets sometimes resemble a certain area's headgear that's different. And you can clearly see like the distinction between the two, and they're supposed to be representing 2 separate people.
Which ones are different? I'm sorry.
So this one on the left is supposed to be the Mamluks from the Sultan's inner circle. And you can see that because they talk about like the turban and how it's attached by the cloth, and how like the chambersmen are sitting and they're seated.
I think that man specifically should be like a sultan. I think there's 2 pictures of that like, in the medallion.
Yeah. In the piece, they mainly focus on the huntsman itself and less of the people of the inner circle and the sultan itself. But the other one, as you can see, is the huntsman, which is why he's on a horse and is like wearing.
He has like a spear in his hand. And,
yeah.
There are other scenes of like war and or hunting, in the rest of the basin.
And then going into this, like more into the detail of what they included in,
there's the fleur de lis, you can see, but they would have added
the coat of arms, like over
yeah,
there.
right there.
But you can see that they also included animals such as fish, eels, crabs, frogs, and crocodiles. Not really sure what this is supposed to be, but you could even see like the eels on top and everything.
Especially in like the bottom of the basin, there are like fish and sea animals. So you can sort of see where there can be eels. The eels are in silver, and then in gold you can sort of see outlines of fish and sharks.
Yeah, and also with this, the rounded part over here, they also said that a lot of abstract forms were included, and that could especially be seen in like the space used between the animals, especially, and like in the middle it looks like a flower, but if you look closely it's actually fish.
Right.
So it's kind of subjective as to what you see.
Right, and any space that is not taken up by like an image of like a person or an animal could be considered abstract, because you can see that the space around this animal right here, you could call that abstract. It's just sort of like a stylized design, and that's found throughout the basin.
And then going on to what we said earlier, this is one of the few Arabic inscriptions that is included. And as you can see on the picture on the right, it would be on the outer, or the lip that is sticking out. And so this is the inscription that specifically says, the one that was like the work of the Master Muhammad, Ibn al-Hussein, may it be him forgiven. And I was looking into it, and there wasn't really any information on why the artist specifically put that phrase. But they kind of, although this wasn't a dedication, they did make it prominent that his name was put on the basin 6 times. And then, let's
Is there any significance to like why there's like it's there 6 times or? Just
I don't think
know that
so.
either. Well, I think I heard something. I was watching the Khan Academy video, and they said something like he really wanted to be known for the work, so he wanted to make sure that his name was on there. I don't know. So that was something really important to him.
It's kind of like
There's-
bragging rights.
Yeah, there's also another basin that he created that's also in the Louvre, but I don't think we have a picture of that.
No, it's smaller though, isn't it?
Yeah, or another like
It's not as intricate,
might not
but
be
it
as
does
basic.
show like
yeah,
the same detailing style.
right.
And then, okay. And going into the meaning, it was really meant to depict life and possibly specific events in the artist's time period, and that could be seen going back to. Yeah, as you can see, like there's people, like in war, there's battle scenes, but there's also scenes of just like their daily lives and people trading and carrying different goods and such. So that's what they mean by depicting the different events that the artist saw in his lifetime, especially during that period and specific to the region. Oh, and you can see on the bottom some of the animals.
Yeah,
That-
there's like
There's like a
leopards. I think there's
Yeah.
a leopard and another like lions and stuff like that. There's a camel on the right over there. So he's really depicting like stuff that he would have seen in his natural home around in his backyard. You never know.
You never know.
Yeah. So let's see. Another thing about it, every like person outside of like the middle medallions, there's 4 medallions around the sides. They're always facing one of the men or one of the horsemen or a sultan, and so that's another key aspect of it.
To kind of show the significance of those people and why they were
Yeah.
putting the roundels.
Yeah.
And like, so just to recap, the function of this was, at first the artist literally intended it to be a basin used for washing, but like not for common people, but more for
Mhm.
people that held more wealth or notability.
Yeah.
But then when like the French came in, they take everything that they think is pretty, so then that's
Right.
why, even though it was created by a Muslim, the French did take it for the purpose of baptism, which kind of ironic.
So.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
I wonder if that thing about may I be forgiven for making this, you know, that
Yeah.
like if
It
he
probably has religious.
well or if
Maybe
he,
it's the figures.
or if he knew that he was making it for
The French.
yeah,
Yeah.
The infidels.
Christian
So
the infidels.
another
yeah.
like theory that I was like researching or that I saw was that it could have been commissioned by Christians, so then he made it for a Christian,
Oh.
and
Right.
then so maybe that could have been it.
That would
like,
make sense.
But then why would you put so much Muslim iconography on it?
No, he really didn't. He just did people in his style of clothing. But I mean, it's not dark.
This one looks like a little guy. I feel like. Look, this right here. This sweater looks like a little guy with long legs. Do you see what I mean? Look at him.
I see it.